It's always so nice to hear the Environment Minister of Malta, because our thoughts are usually so consistent and has this important and constant reference to the need for investment during times when the economy is really needed a boost. We need this transformational public investment in infrastructure that will allow reducing the economic uncertainty, and at the same time, with the public infrastructure that will boost the economy, we convince the private sector to come in, invest in the real economy, and achieve to put our society, our economy on a sustainable pathway. There is no other way. We need public-private partnerships and transformative investments that will allow us to really face these multiple crises: the pandemic, the recession, the climate change, the biodiversity collapse. And this is what we have on stage. These are the policies that we have. We have the SDGs and the Paris Agreement. We have the IPCC report making it clear that science says if we go above 1.5 degrees Celsius from pre-industrial era, with regards to average global temperature, we do not have the technology to live the way we live now. We cannot live if we go above. In 2019, during the Climate Week, we, as UN SDSN, announced in New York the 6 transformation pathways that can allow operationalization by governments, the 17 SDGs. We understand that governments cannot have 17 priorities, but they can have 6 transformations: health, education, industry decarbonization, sustainable cities, sustainable communities, and the digital revolution for sustainable development. Then we have the European Green Deal. Then we have the 1 trillion supporting the European Green Deal. Some of it from the EU budget, some of it to be leveraged by public-private partnerships. And of course, we need to align them with the European semester process for recommendations. 2020, we have the COVID. The response to the COVID, along with the short-run responses, was the EU Next Generation, 750 billion, given to the countries in loans and grants in order to restart better. And of course, the commitment that this money from the Next Generation EU are going to the green and digital transition. And this year, it's very hectic in the Commission. We work a lot with the Commission, and we have the climate law, and with Minister Skrekas, we also work at the Ministry for transposing this law into a Greek law as well, which is huge, and Greece is pioneering country in this due to our minister, the EU taxonomy that streamlines funds to sustainable investments, climate adaptation, climate mitigation, biodiversity protection, and so on. The Fit for 55, 13 legislative proposals that are changing all our laws and regulations in order to be able to achieve the commitment of the reduction in greenhouse gas emissions by 55% by 2030 and become climate neutral by 2050. And of course, it's not just in Europe. Green deals are popping everywhere. China committing to climate neutrality, many other countries. So we need to build on this momentum, and we need to act soon, because the new IPCC report claims that we are on a pathway of an increase in 3 degrees Celsius. We work as a cluster for sustainability transition with the Athens University of Economics and Business, the Athena Research and Innovation Center, the biggest innovation center in the country focusing on information technologies. And I'm happy to have here the ex-CEO and President Yannis Ioannidis, with whom we work explicitly on the green and digital transition. EIT Climate Kick, the biggest public-private partnership in Europe, working on accelerating innovations that are relevant to climate neutrality. And then Sustainable Development Solutions Network, the spirit and inspiration gained by working with Jeff Sachs and the biggest global network that is trying to communicate the solutions that derive from the universities and research institutions to the other stakeholders that need to implement sustainable development. That is the financial sector, the politicians, the policymakers, the NGOs, the civil society as a whole. We work in research and innovation process, innovation acceleration, deep demonstration, education, training, and policy interface. And at the moment, we have more than 100 million in research funding in our cluster, but we also work with other institutions. And the reason that Jeff is interested to build the hub in Athens is not just because of the Asian times. It's also because Greece has an amazing academic community. And we also work very closely with my dear friend, Angelo Ricaponi, with whom we are co-chairing SDSN Europe. Our mission is to work with the Commission and President von der Leyen in order to help the Commission align better with the SDGs and the climate agreement, and jointly implement the European Green Deal with the SDGs. Every year, I lead a report with Jeff that is putting together the pathways that allow each and every European country. So we do this analysis for each and every European country in order to showcase explicitly and in detail what are the technological transformations, the financial transformations, the social transformations, and the policy transformations that will allow and joint implementation of the SDGs, the European Green Deal, in a way that is socially fair and inclusive, green and digital, and of course, creates jobs and positive economic multipliers.